You to let people make their own minds up and make their own decisions and deal with their own situations. But it's hard to do when you're not living good, you know. You have philanthropy, giving selfish egomaniacs delusions of grandeur. Yeah. They're always competing to be the best, right? Now, faithful people, if you got something you got to do, you realize it needs to be done, you're going to do it right so it benefits everybody because you love everybody, right? So, Haile Selassie, Jesus, Muhammad, Confucius, Sun Yat sen, Suzuki, me, Tishna, Cochise, we're radically different people than General George Armstrong Custer, Tom Custer, uh, even, yeah, even Ulysses S. Grant. And I hear tell the road to hell is paved with good intentions. But mama, my intentions are the best. Yeah, look at me. Okay, look at me. Look at me. I'm a very talented person, extremely talented. Well, more talented than I ever thought. I didn't know, you didn't know that you didn't know you were smarter than most of the smart people because you didn't want to compete with them. You just wanted them to be nice and do things right, right? So you don't know that you're smarter than them, when they're condescending, manipulative, abusive, and then they explain it to you and go, "Well, that's real simple. Why do you make it so complex? You're just a dickhead." Okay, so, like Einstein said, if you can't explain things simply, you just don't understand it well enough. I think they do. I think they're just doing it to be manipulative, abusive, excessive, and compulsive. Okay. I think they understand it. Oh, no, they don't. Albert's right. So sorry, Uncle Albert. They don't. Because if they understand it well enough, they're not going to be excessive and compulsive and break it down into the quirk and to possibly destroy everything trying to find out how everything's created. Okay. We already have a pretty good idea. Okay. So destroying everything to build, tear it down, build, start over again. We can make it. I only stop to start. No, that's you're acting like a bitch. You're acting like George Michael with Last Christmas. Stop it. Kiss. I found another love. You'll never fool me again. But if you kiss me again, you'll fool me again. It's like, make up your mind. You sound. You're like a chick. No, man. Me, no, no. Um, Rocky with the thing with no. Me and Nita were not. No. Okay. Um. We were already on the breakup, and Rocky came back, and I thought, oh, okay, and then no, and then she wasn't ready, and she did the same thing to me when I, but it was different when she came back to have lunch with me when I got out of basic training. I was engaged to Yolanda, and she was living in her own house. But that still doesn't mean just say, okay, let's go have sex, and then I'm going to go try to date and marry a black man to please my mother and my family. Okay. Yeah. Me, no, no, no way. No. I will not use a woman for sex. Okay. The people in the military and the scientists do. It's not so much, you need, we need, perion's important for a man. It's important for a woman too. I got that all the time in the, Leslie. It's been a long time since somebody's put a hot dog in my bun. Let's see if there's a nice guy that would appreciate you and won't just screw around on you. But the thing about it is I realize with promiscuous people, okay, like Alanese, you got any Mexican in you? No, you want some, right? And she has sex with them. I think they don't want to be controlled or tied down. It's knowing that I'm not shackled by forgotten words and funds and the ink stains that are dried upon some line. And they don't want to be tied down because they have too of exciting of a life getting what they want at the wet t-shirt contest or the Ladybugs picnic, right? And if you tie down to someone, the guys like Jennifer Lopez's one song, what was that? The one, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way is the only thing that men is their insecurities. But it's like, who's making love to your old lady when you're out making love? That's typically what happens with those guys. When they're really overly possessive and jealous, it's because they don't want any of the other guys that are like them doing to them what they're doing to the other guy. It doesn't have to do with love of the woman. It has to do with get off my lawn, right? Okay. So you just got to understand how they are. I know, no, I'm not that type of person. No, I will not share my wife with another man. Okay? And I don't want to have more than one wife because other men suck. Get off my lawn. Fuck you, you mule. Get the hell out of here. Right? And so, at least we know where he's at now, right? But yeah, I know what assholes are like. I've been surrounded by them my whole life. And I'm not a one and done thing. This is tends to, I'm like Blaise Pascal. I'm like King David and stuff like that. So I've dealt with people like this in spirit, like Haile Selassie and Moses and David explained to me in Sierra Vista. I haven't killed anybody with my bare hands. Look at those hands. Okay. Earl, who's the best marksman in there? Okay, the military. And who has the best? Okay, who's the fastest person in his generation? Okay, who could jump the highest when he needed to? Me. Who has an immune system? Who can get over the high ankle sprains? And okay, I get it. Okay. Who can get in a car accident with no blunt force trauma and not have get his have the neuroscientist guy at the be the nurse on his operation? Me. That's okay. I get it. It gets enough already, right? But you got to understand, these are, pray in private, and your Father who hears in private will reward you openly, right? And so there's a lot of, the people that play publicly, God, Jesus, Lord, blah, 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 blah. They don't get their rewards. People in my family that pray to Jesus as a God in public and then meet me and tell me, you're an idiot. Jesus is my money God. Cha-ching, I hear you. Oh, want to go to Las Vegas? Maybe we can find a Trafalgar girl to give us a girlfriend experience. Okay. Oh, yeah, stupid. The best lover in the whole world is the one that you faithfully love and that faithfully loves you. Don't get no better than that, right? Okay, so, and I ain't in love with your hair, and if it all fell out, I still love you anyway. If you wonder how long I'll be faithful. Right? Sounds good. They always say that. They just say that because their grandmother's watching in church. Right? Like I told you, David Rockefeller. That's his that PBS voice he has. That's his holidays hypocrite voice with the in-laws and shit. That ain't his real voice. His real voice is yeah. I was like, that's not how David Rockefeller talks. That man full of shit, man. Okay. But no, that's like with me, around my family. Certain times you have to talk. The only one I can really have fun when I get with my dogs and be myself with is Punchy. Right? That's why I like hanging out and talking with Punchy. But, everybody else, you talk this. Yeah, I've been talking this way for a long time, since up past junior high and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's how I talk when I'm comfortable, with my dogs. It's my dog, right? And you got your comfortable voice, you got your church voice, you got your, and your wife. Amy used to do that with me. Why can't you be called? You tell me I have to be Mr. Magoo around your parents in Endicott, right? And then you want me to be Kid Creole, and then you just, God damn. And it's like the whole thing I used to tell her. It's like, okay, so these are the pillows. Those are the guest pillows. So are you one of the guest pillows today? Or are you one of those pillows you can take and play with and have fun with? And okay. I want the fun pillows. Fuck the guest pillows. Guests don't come into my house and have fun on the bed with They did. Yeah. That's a horrible feeling when your wife's been having sex with other men on your bed. That's not fun. Never did that to her. Nope. Yeah. No, never. No, never. No, because I know what it feels like to have that happen to me. Well, I'm a leg lifter. I'm on TV. Got lots of money. I need help with my Nespresso thing. It's not getting my espressos just right. It doesn't have the lemon twist. Can you do the lemon twist? Hey there, Georgie girl. There's another Georgie deep inside. Bring out all the love you hide, and all the world will see that there will be a new Georgie girl. I cannot listen to that song and not think of George Clooney. Every time I hear that song, yeah. Well, I'm not going to not play it. I love that song. It's when I'm Australian. Remember when they had that concert and the Aussies are all there, got their kids on their shoulders and shit, and it's just cool. Yeah, it was their favorite song too. Everybody loved Georgie Girl? Yeah. Yeah, I can see Brad Pitt going, you're Georgie Girl. And you're the pet. Okay. It's a wonderful day in our neighborhood, a beautiful day in our neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? You'll have lots you like to talk about. I will too. And then we'll get an umbrella and George will go shopping and he'll show us what we bought. Do you vow to be like an apostle? No. Shit, you suck again. Huh? They kept playing Barbra Streisand and songs that remind me of Patrick, right? Then they played Nancy Wilson's. What song was it? Funnier Than Funny. Oh, God, that's a good song. You ever heard Funnier Than Funnier by Nancy Wilson? And Barbara's like, she's one of my favorite singers. She wasn't as popular as me and didn't sell as many records because simply, I think, just because she's black. And I was right, and it was that generation. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Her catalog is amazing. Barbara's is good too, but she ain't got nothing on Nancy. And Nancy might have more songs that are better than most. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Jazz musicians, the way Nancy delivered a jazz tune, okay, was wonderful, right? And lots of jazz musicians had a lot of really good songs, and of course you'd write them for Nancy because you want Nancy to sing it. That's your muse, right? And they're not as popular because they're a little bit more. I don't know why they're not as popular. I think it's because some, people, it's because some dumb companies have lots of money and no idea what's whack and what's up. That's it, right? So no Jazzmatazz. Because if you listen to the Jazzmatazz, the first album, and Lifesaver, and some of the other ones, I liked the first one the best. But if you listen to them and listen to Run DMC, and you're like, why do other people even listen to Run DMC? What the fuck? Seriously? You have a choice between Guru and... What you talking about, Willis? No, I'm not being facetious. I'm not being mean. I'm just being realistic. If you had a choice, okay? They're going to lock you up. You have to listen to hip-hop the rest of your time. You're going to say, okay, I've got a choice between Guru, Gangstar, and the Jazzmatazz albums, or Run DMC. I'd want to kill myself in the first week if all I had to listen to was Run DMC. I'll take Guru, Jazzmatazz. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Down the back streets. I profess now, but you'd still drive you crazy. Rap music 24/7, it would drive you nuts. Why? Because you'd want funnier than funny, right? You'd want silly of me to go around and brag about the love I found. I say you're the best, but I can't hide from the rest. You're just a lover out to score, and I know that I should be looking for more. What could it be in you I see? What could it be? I think it'd be torture. It'd be torture just to have to listen. No, I don't know about country. I don't think so. I mean, you get up and all you got is country. Well, I got Charlie Pride. I got Johnny Rodriguez. I got Marty Robbins. He's Western. He's country. Give me that back, you son of a bitch. But you're going to have the Hawaiian wedding song? You bet your ass in a white sport coat and a pink carnation too. Fuck you and your little dog too. Aloha. Man walks among us, be still, be still. Man walks among us, be still. Right? And so look out for his cat. Right? And she's got like 4 in the last week. Doves, they were getting cocky. And I told them, if you ever watch it, there's still a cat about. Oh, she can't catch anything except for fat doves that realize Sly's not about anymore. She blends right in. Yeah. She's a more content and happy cat. I just got to keep her in. She goes out late and goes hunting too. And I'm like, you girl, when you're out hunting, someone else is hunting you. Mm-hmm. Don't you look at the bird so smugly and think you'll eat 'em anytime you want. There might be a hawk or owl going, what's that? That's a big fat cat. They will get on top of you and kill you. Then have a big fat meal and share it with their children. So you better stay inside and sit still for just a little while. You get a good meal, you go in and you go relax. She's good. I think she is. I think now that she ain't going to be eating a lot of food, Dad. She's been getting 2 doves almost a day now. She's gonna be like, meow. You bad old putty cat. She's doing what putty tats do. Yeah. It's what putty tats do. She just picked up right where Sly left off. Yeah. If you begrudge, I always know that too, Dad. I love turkey sandwiches. Peanut butter sandwiches? No, I'm not the amazing Mumford. I'd rather have a turkey sandwich than a peanut butter sandwich. Yeah. I don't like mayo. I like salad dressing. I'm just not real fond of mayonnaise. I like salad dressing though. On my turkey sandwiches, you know. My mom always put a little too much with the tuna and everything. She put too much stuff in. I lightly salad dressing and mustard it just to give it a hint of flavor and hold it together. And that's about it. I don't like a lot of the dressing. I'm a meat and taters type guy, right? So yeah, I don't like as much of the other things. Dressing. Amy got me into ranch dressing with my veggies and stuff, and I dip them in there. But I can do without. I'm fine. But there's lots of things. I look at stuff and just wow, you guys are so addictive. A lot of things you can really do without. Okay, go gambling or make love with your wife. Well, my wife bitches. That's because you go gambling. Dumbass. So, but what if she's just as dumb as he is? If their DNA interfacing that apple, yeah, she's going to be affected a lot by it, yes. And her friends, and they'll tell friends, and so on and so on and so on. I understand that, and data centers, and I didn't understand the severity of the problem because when people like what's happened with Amy, with Natalie, and me and Patrick, she studied me, and I love Natalie the same way you love Patrick, and oh well, let's do this, and then when everything go, what? Wait. You're going back and having sex with Kelly? He beat you when you were 8 months pregnant. How can you love Natalie as much as things with Steffi with that and stuff? I understand because I did the same thing with Steffi. She physically tried to kill me and Bunny Doon when she'd black out and go into PTSD, and I would hope that she would calm down and change because she's Patrick's mommy and Patrick loves her, right? Because she would get on a thing where she was, oh wow, she's doing so much better, right? And so I get it. I gotta quit being so judgmental. I got this woman yelling at me. It's not Barbara Streisand. It's someone else that met Barbara Streisand. But you're like, when you're dealing with a situation with your kids, okay, that's the only time I tolerate and put up with bullshit is because children and they're vulnerable and because there's lots of bullshit, like what happened with Jesus with the children and the disciples during the Roman Empire and stuff, and so it's it's not compromise. It's just realizing what they're willing to do to stay in power. I bid you to burn. What they're willing to do to stay in power. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Have you studied the fucking goddamn fucking castles in Europe and all that? They have it to where they go into the stronghold thing and they can't do it. The people come in and try to get them. They can bring the whole castle down with all of them. So they all die together, like the booby traps on Willie, One-Eyed Willie, and then the dum 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 Emperor's walls. And so they're nuts. Okay, tear it down, start over again. I left some DNA for me so you guys could clone me if I wasn't successful in killing him because he wants to be the top Highlander. They're crazy. They're crazy. You just don't. It's hard to. Okay, until you don't want to go in and examine it too closely because you just want to okay, never going back again. She broke down, let me in. Just lay me down in the tall grass and let me do my stuff. Pumpy with green pastures, still waters, run deep. Right. So I'm not the type. I didn't get to enjoy basketball when I was young. Okay. So there was that little part in me that, oh man, it sucked. But once I got to enjoy it, I was, that was fun. That was my time. Now it's his turn. That's how I am. Well, life's eternal, grace is infinite. I'm faithful. I love my wife. I love my kids. I'm going to kill my son to have sex with his wife because I'm an asshole and want to clone myself. Right? I'm not like that. It's like, well, weren't you happy with your wife? No, that bitch wanted to kill me to have sex with her son. Okay. There's something rotten in Denmark here. Wow, we're taking Greenland. Why? So we can have all the minerals to make more data centers. Make it stop. I'm working on it. Oh no. M. Night Shyamalan and Bruce Willis's imagination doesn't come anywhere close to how gorgeous I am and stopping their imagination from having us all watch propaganda and have us, what's in your wallet? A dumbass. Oh, it's a Capital One Bank guy. Hey, Charles, make the shot. I ain't giving you any money, asshole. Roll your weight gently off your body. How do you do that? Forgive the trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Cash out, given in coins needed. Built to last. Then get up and maybe do some Tai Chi and a little bit of exercise that's not excessive and compulsive. Make love with your wife. Take a nap. Eat a salad every once in a fucking while. Son of a bitch, right? During the summer, I usually, well, he doesn't as much. I try to make us have salads at least four days a week. But he wants something else. And I'm like, but Dad, it's weird because when I was young, he always made it seem like I didn't have it healthy and he did. I was a kid. I could eat a whole pizza by myself and then run it off on the basketball court. But I didn't mind eating healthy and I like eating healthy. And the older you get, the more healthy you have to get because it's hard to run that pizza off on the basketball court. And you can't have sex for 3-day weekends with your girl as much like you used to. No, you're happy with 13 minutes. 13 minutes is perfect. Perfect. Might be even a little bit too long. I've been poisoned to half to death by your business partners. Give me 5. We'll work our way up to 13 if we need to. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. Don't make fun of me. Why? I saved all the children from getting raped in the mind and the body from all the perverts you used to fuck. Okay. 5 minutes. 5 minutes in heaven is better than 3-day weekend getting fucked by the fucker for the buck who's the child molesting, mountain raping, rocket scientist. Hell, hey, another data center. I caught you on camera. Saw the marks on your shoulder. Stayed until it was over. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Beam me up, Scotty. Alrighty then. Warp factor 2, Sulu.